Hey howdy hey partners, today we have the vintage Fisher-Price Chatterphone. Let's get into it.
You're watching Today I Grew Up.
Hey partners, excited to be back again. I have done a review on the Chatterphone for Toy Story 3 Fisher-Price Chatterphone through Mattel. If you want to see that review, click this link right here in the corner of your screen. That link will take you to that review. So this Chatterphone, how is it different? Well, this is one of the original ones produced by Fisher-Price. They started producing these first in 1961. They used to be wooden wheels, and these became plastic later on. So at some point in production over the years, I'm not sure, maybe the 80s or 90s, the wooden wheels were replaced with plastic blue ones. So it still matches the aesthetic. And I just noticed that I couldn't find a year on here, but definitely this is wood. So this is a very early model, very true to the movie in Toy Story 3. As we know, the Chatterphone is modeled after that vintage toy. And this one looks really great. I found him in a thrift store. I was walking downtown in my local shops, and there was a thrift store window, and I saw this Chatterphone in the window staring at me, and I thought, wow, how cool. I can now do a comparison review with my Toy Story 3 Chatterphone I found on eBay. So this one I actually found in person at my local thrift store, and guess what? It only cost me $6 US dollars. So I was really excited. It was a really cheap and fair price, and I just got really lucky with that. Now what you notice up here is on the one that we got from Mattel, it had like pictures of Woody, Buzz, Rex, and the Chatterphone. Well, the original ones didn't have anything like that because it wasn't modeled after Toy Story. It was just a Fisher-Price phone. So it really doesn't matter what number you go on. It'll recoil, and it'll just ring that bell that you hear inside of it. There's a real metal bell inside that makes that sound. So there's no batteries whatsoever. This is just mechanical gravity. You pull it, rings back, it hits the metal bell inside, and it makes the sound. Mine's a little bit beat up and scuffed, but that's okay because in the movie he was kind of a very old used toy. So I actually added the detail right here because in the movie he had this little dark line, purple line, so I added that. And I did add a little scrapes on his mouth because that was in the movie. Other than that, the other cosmetic damage you see is actually from natural wear and tear. I'm not sure if a collector owned this or a kid played with it. I'm sure they did at some point. Here on the bottom, it is, you can see it's a solid piece of wood. So it's definitely there. And it's painted on the sides. This is some kind of nailed thin piece of wood or cardboard, not really sure. It's pretty tough material though. So it had a yellow string so that when you pulled it, you can roll the Chatterphone with you as you walked. But that has been cut off. I didn't cut that off, it came like that. So whoever had this maybe was a Toy Story fan because they cut it off, because in the movie he didn't have that string. Here on the back is the US patent numbers. And yeah, it's pretty old. It says made in USA. You don't see that very often these days. Fisher-Price now partners with Mattel for this. And most things are made overseas in China. But this one is plastic on top, and it's wood construction on the bottom, plastic wheels. And there's actually a real metal spring inside. In the film, when I was looking at Toy Story, the movie, I realized that it looked more like this color, not a true red. It was more orangey red like this. So they really stayed true to those details in the movie for the old Chatterphone. So that's pretty cool. You can hear those gears turning inside of him. And that's funny because it's simulated electronically with the Mattel one. But this one is full, he has metal screws and wood, so he's going to make those creaking sounds, but he also moves his eyes. So that's really cool, and I think aesthetically this looks better to me than what we got from Mattel. I think this looks truer to the film. Right here on the nose was actually scraped up already. I added a little Sharpie to fill it in a little bit because in the movie his nose was scraped like that. So I just filled it in a little bit more to make it a little more movie accurate. But it's cool because this came a little bit beat up and weathered, which is what I want for a movie accurate prop from Toy Story 3 because it really does look like the movie still. One thing right away to look at the 2010 Mattel Fisher-Price one and the original Fisher-Price one is the size. This is definitely a little bit smaller, I noticed. In the original Fisher-Price and Mattel 2010 or 2009 version, you could see that it's definitely all plastic construction. It's not two pieces. Here it's like the movie because it's actually wood and you could separate it. It's two separate pieces. So you can tell that this is the original one. And I like the creaking because it's natural. And then here it's simulated.
Hey, pal, I got some information for you. Pick up the receiver.
So I do like this original one because it's just true to the movie. It has those blush details here. They're missing on this one. His stickers are more accurate on the sides. If you notice here on the sides, the stickers are not even painted in, they're just molded. Here we actually have the painted stickers on there. So that's a huge detail difference that I noticed right away. Here on the side it looks way more weathered on the wood one, and the plastic one looks cleaner, looks more brand new. Here on the back, you can see that there's like little holes here for the bell sound, so it can make that sounding bell sound. Here you don't need that because it's a speaker inside, and this one needs batteries and this one doesn't, so that's a good thing. But the only thing is that this one doesn't talk like the movie, of course, and this one talks like the movie. So that's the only thing that I like better on the cheaper plastic Mattel one, is that you can actually hear Rex's voice and Buzz and Woody and the Chatterphone's voice. That is a little bit really cool. But I do like, the more I look at it, I really like the movie accuracy of the original one. Can't really beat that wood look. Now let's look at the length of the cord. It is way longer on the vintage one. I think for safety measures in 2009 they had to change the length so kids don't choke themselves around their neck probably. So this makes sense why they shortened it. But I think in the movie it was longer like this one. So definitely it's like more than double the size. So that has a huge detail difference between the phone, is the cord lengths as well. So it's just the color is different. It's a little smaller on this one, a little bigger, and this color is more true to the film, orangey red, and this one is a true red, which doesn't look bad either, but it's just a very interesting detail difference. Both of these Chatterphones, in my opinion, are excellent for your Toy Story collection. I don't think there's a huge enough difference in size where I would say this is too big. I think they're both very close to. This is probably the most movie accurate because of the wood details. It doesn't have, you know, the pictures of the Toy Story characters, which in the movie it looked like this one, very much so. So you let me know in the comment section below, which Chatterphone do you want to collect? Do you want to collect both of them? Do you already have one of these in your collection? Let me know which one you like better and why, and I'd love to discuss that with you. But I think they're both great in their own ways. My favorite feature of this one is that he has the Chatterphone's voice from Toy Story 3 in it.
I've been here for years. They'll never break me.
And that's my favorite part about this toy. Other than that, this is better in every way. Maybe I can get a push button system where I can make my own voice box, like take the audio from here and then put a push button or something somewhere on here where I could press on it and hear these voices. That would be cool, but I can make my own voice box for this one because I don't want to mix electronics. I can't just transfer the guts from this toy to this one because they're designed differently. This is a bigger cavity. These are molded parts. These are separate parts. So the electronics wouldn't work transplanting that from here. As you see here, this one takes a giant battery compartment, and there's no way I could fit that battery compartment down here on this little tiny piece of wood, and it's a solid piece. So I tried to think about it if I could switch this electronics with this one. I wasn't able to do that. I was looking for a way to do that. Unfortunately, that's not possible for me anyways. So what I can do in the future is just make a custom push button for him system, and I'll probably be selling this if I do that. But for now, I'm just going to keep both in my collection because I love them and they're great in their own ways. As always, partners, thank you so much for watching, for liking, commenting on these videos. Really helps build that support. We're on our way to 100,000 subs this year, so all you got to do is hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alerted for future videos on this channel, and I'll see you partners on the next video review.
You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear, you're an action figure!
You are a sad, strange little man. You are a sad, strange little man.
You are a child's plaything!
Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.